Hey, Scott from Meerschaum.com here.
And Seth from theshrinkingpastor.com.
And together, the three of us, we are Markwood Men's Breakfast Club. Welcome back. Welcome back, boy.
Mouth noises. Welcome back to you.
Oh, that was bad.
Come on. There we go.
So, I guess we'll just call this one our Lidl episode.
Yeah. What's a Lidl?
This is going to be a Lidl episode.
Are you sure it's Lidl and not Lidl?
It's Lidl. It's Lidl. Let me first load up my pipe. I am going to be smoking in a legend. This is going back to like my very first Missouri Meerschaum pipes I ever bought. They were always, in the old days, always a legend. That's all you could find.
I saw one of those at the Walgreens I was in Paducah, Kentucky.
And we're going to smoke some MacBaron Golden Extra Ready Rubbed. And this is one that we've smoked before, so no big fanfare. Kind of a fruity tobacco.
This is totally random, but had I ever driven you past the Coca-Cola bottling factory in Paducah?
Yes, you did. Beautiful, neat old building, right?
Beautiful. So they have it's finally been sold, or I don't know the process, but it's finally being retrofitted into new businesses. There's a mellow mushroom in there.
They'll do just fine.
It was packed. So we went. There's a brewery there now. There are some small shops, but you go in and it's, iconic Coca-Cola sign over the door, beautiful floors. You go in and it's a circular area, a circular room that goes up to just a domed ceiling, like stained glass domed ceiling with lighting.
Original?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The floor's original. The doors, the doors to the bathrooms, the fixtures in the bathrooms are original. They're old, but the doors are curved to match the curve of the room. It's really cool. The mellow mushroom, they paid homage to it very well. They've got glass bottles lining one of the walls and old signage. Cool. Yeah.
Well, you've just given me my reason to go back to Paducah.
If you only need one.
Between Irvin S. Cobb, and this, those my two reasons.
And stopping by to get a SOG throwing knife on the way. All right, so what's a Lidl?
All right,
and
if you've been paying attention,
is there an ointment for that?
If you've paid attention at all, for the last probably 20 years or so in the United States, there has been this grocery store that some folks avoid because those folks have never been there. And that's a German chain called Aldi. Now, Aldi is or Aldi if you're from Germany, it is the largest, most prevalent grocery chain in Germany. It was started by two brothers, and they were, until one of them passed away, the two richest men in all of Germany. Aldi, at one point, the brothers, as they started dipping into the American market, one of the brothers had an idea for another concept and wanted to spin off another concept of a grocery store. The other brother wasn't interested. He thought, let's just stay focused on Aldi. And so they went their separate ways in the development of another chain that you are also familiar with. And that's a store called
Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's. So related to one another, similar in function and style and approach. It's just the Trader Joe's target market is a bit higher
Whole
end.
Foods.
A little bit more organic and so on. But you'd be surprised. Aldi, almost 100% of what you see in their store is Aldi brand. And they do a fine job. I remember years ago, Jandy and I were shopping at Aldi, and a friend of ours who was a bit of a snob said to us, boy, you should never admit to people that you shop at Aldi. Why? Why would we not want to admit that? Well, he was the kind of guy that, appearances were far more important, and it didn't matter if you didn't like the food you were eating that you got at Kroger's. You could admit that you bought it at Kroger's or Harris Teeter. We had dinner one night at our house, and our friend says at the end of the meal, Jandy, that was fantastic. That was so good. And she says, really, you enjoyed that? Yes, that was really good. Because that surprises me, because she starts pulling out the containers of the things that she served, and it was 100% Aldi groceries. He was very offended by that, but kind of blown away at the same time. All right, so I spent some time in Germany. I work for a German company, And while traveling in Germany, one thing I was surprised by, and that was another chain that's really similar to Aldi.
A lot of the stuff is the same.
Very, very similar. One of the things that's different about this company, and the company's called Lidl, H-I-D-L. I'm sorry, L-I-D-L.
Yeah.
Lidl.
The H is silent.
The H
so
is
silent.
It's not even
It's
there.
not even on the board.
It's very Lidl. I think that's the last time I'll say that.
Get
Stop.
out. Yeah.
Anyway, Lidl in Germany is interesting. It's a larger store, but it's still, by American standards, like the smallest grocery store you would ever go into, but more options than what we had at Aldi. So,
Yeah. It's about twice this. If you've been to an Aldi, and Aldi's claim to fame for those who like to shop there is a lot of the stuff is no name, not appears to be knockoffs of the same stuff you would get at a grocery store. Which now grocery stores have started to adopt more of a store brand.
Yep.
That you can get for a cheaper price. Well, it's no different. It's the same stuff. It's the same milk. It's the same eggs. Whatever. The same cereal. It just has, a not so attractive Tony the Tiger.
Rodeo Bob potato
Right.
chips were the chip of your youth, but
Yeah, that's
they
right.
changed the brands over the years.
And Lidl is about twice the size of an Aldi.
So, Lidl has announced they're coming to the U.S. at the same time that Aldi has announced that they're going to be expanding in the U.S. Good move, Aldi. And Aldi has been making their locations larger as well. So not just expanding in number, expanding physically. That's because they know that Lidl brings a different offering to the party. So here's the deal: you go into Lidl and let's say you're looking for mustard. There's the Lidl brand mustard, 38 cents for a bottle of mustard, and right next to it for $1.58 is French's.
Mm-hmm.
And almost every product you would go to buy, next to it is the name brand product. So you have a choice. If you love the brand and want to pay exorbitant marketing,
Right.
because that's really what makes some of those products as expensive as they are, they've got those as well. So Lidl announced their opening. Turns out they're just opened one about 3 miles from our new home. So popped in there one day to see what they had, and this is impressive. The produce looks really good. They have a bakery. That's the other thing in Germany that they had. You walk in and there's fresh baked goods right there.
Right when you walk in the
very,
door.
very tempting. Just like in Germany, though, you gotta buy it early in the day, because by the end of the day they've not baked anymore. And the thing about fresh baked goods, truly fresh baked goods, is they're stale the next day.
Yeah.
They're not something you stock up on, and that way they get you to come back again.
Yeah. Smart.
So, similar to Aldi, they have a section in the center of the store that they have a sign up top that says Lidl Specials. And these are items that are available for 1 week only. And they have a flyer when you go in with that week's specials, and you can get a flyer for next week's specials while you're there as well. And I was surprised the first time I went in there that some of the specials were woodworking related. Well, I'll check these out and see what they're like. Went down the aisle and was really surprised. And the things that they were showing that trip were basically Harbor Freight quality items. So for example, I picked up this package of sandpaper. This is made in China, no doubt. China. It contains, it's a 24-piece set. It contains one sandpaper holder, sanding block, 3 of these sanding blocks.
Stones, yeah.
No, those aren't stones. They're
Oh,
kind of
those
a
are-
foam sanding blocks. 6 pieces of metal sandpaper in 3 different grits. 10 pieces of wood sandpaper in 5 different grits. 5 pieces of 80, 5 pieces of 120, 4 pieces of 400, and 2 pieces of 600 grit. What would you expect to pay for that? If you went to the hardware store to buy this, what would you pay for this? Well, you're wrong. This was $3.99. So, decent. Another thing that they had magnetic tool trays. I use these like crazy around my shop, and
One right over there.
yeah,
One right over there.
There's one. There's 2 of them right here at our table. These are from Harbor Freight. But let's open this one
The ones
up.
from Harbor Freight are cheap too.
Yeah, they are. These are stainless steel. They have magnets in the bottom, 2 magnets in this case,
nice.
and kind of a rubber foot. And I use these as ashtrays. I'll use them for pipes and cigar storage.
Works great if you got a magnet cob.
But they're wonderful if you're actually working on something. Like I was assembling a Harbor Freight workbench recently. No, that's zinc. That's not made of steel. That is not made of steel. It has a core that's steel. Stick it in there. I was got nothing. I was assembling a workbench for my wife from Harbor Freight that has a million screws and nuts and washers. I always will whip these things out and use those to keep track of the screws as I go. If you're working on your car, this is great to have a place to put these. How much would you expect to pay for this?
Oh, I would expect to pay. You're gonna tell me I'm wrong.
How much?
You're not gonna tell me I'm wrong.
What'd you say?
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Am I wrong?
You're wrong.
$3.
Harbor Freight has these usually in the $10
$6,
range. For this,
$7.
you'll get a coupon every now and then for like $6. Again, this was $4.
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. They had a miter clamp, a frame clamp, and this is similar to what you can buy from Aldi and not Aldi, from Harbor Freight, and all the home centers sell this kind of a band clamp that allows you to expand this thing out.
It's like your glue set?
And you can clamp this on the corner, and when you expand out that band right there, and when you're happy with it, you tighten the handle, and that draws your picture frame nice and square. Okay. The genuine German brands of these, like Bessie is one that would set you back about $40 or so. There's others on the market that are less expensive, but this is going to, let's say, $20 retail price.
All right.
They had this for $6.
I mean, when was the last time you needed one of these and didn't have it?
Yeah, I was going to say, and didn't have it. Yes, that's not a clamp. Clamps are an issue because you never have enough clamps. You never have them when you need them, and when you're wanting to spend money on something, you don't want to buy clamps.
Right.
And a corner clamp, similar to a miter clamp, but this is for butt joints. Hold your joint together while you drive some screws. Again, these were $6. This one you'd expect to pay, again, close to $20 at Harbor Freight or your Ace Hardware True Value. And my last item I want to show you is this. Now, I don't know if I've ever shared on YouTube or not, but I have a couple drills made by Works, and I really like those drivers.
What, W-O-R-X?
W-O-R-X. The difference between a drill and a driver is a higher torque but lower RPM. So it's designed for driving screws into things. And this, if you could open that up, this looks very much like the Works one. Oh, look at that, they got the tip in a little safety thing, keep you from stealing the drill bit out of it, I guess. Okay. Lithium ion. Okay, low RPM, reversing. Little trigger there. But what I like about my Works driver that this one does as well is you can open this up, and what you have inside there is a little turret, like a revolver, that contains, gosh, I don't even know how many driver tips does that say it has?
This?
Yeah.
Looks like it's got 14.
So it's got 2 of those little things of 7. So you can pop this out of here somehow. I haven't played with this one. And replace it. Now that's a charger. This 14 must be in here. Crazy.
Oh, there's some in here.
Okay. I haven't played with this enough to know how to remove this one. But you spin this around, and then out pops the tip that you're wanting to use.
Looks like that has 9 in it.
There's a positive
plus
drive.
an additional 5 here.
Ah, okay. Okay, so this one doesn't come out. You must pull the bits. Yeah, you pull the bits out of the front, and that
Load
puts
them
them
up,
in
which is smart. It's
to that.
easier design for them to make.
But this is something for having around the house in the junk drawer for my wife to use. Battery's almost dead. It has a charge indicator on there as well. But being lithium ion, these will hold power for a long time. And powerful enough to, let's say, install mini blinds and do stuff like that around the house. That most of my tools are here in my shop. My shop is now, what, 10 miles from my home?
Yeah.
And if you just need something now, that's a great little now tool.
I mean, the other thing that's just amazing about these is that you're not going to lose your bits. Oh, they're color coded too.
Yes. So you know
That's
if it's
so smart.
Phillips or Posse.
Or yeah,
That's
they're
where
all
drives
or flatheads.
Okay, well, I'll replace those with square drive.
Yeah. You know, all of your bits are there, so you don't have to keep track of other bits. How much was that? I don't care. I hate you. A little bit for that.
$7.
So he was
$7. You couldn't replace the batteries inside of this thing. You couldn't buy the drill. Yeah, you could buy the drivers on that.
He was kind enough to not share any of these cool toys with me until this last week when he called me and said, "Hey, they have." Actually, no, I called you and you said, "Yeah, I'm at Lidl."
I was
So I
at
said,
Lidl.
"What's a Lidl?" And he told me.
Isn't that cute little holster? That's neat.
And he said, "Yeah, they've got a driver here that's lithium-ion battery with a charger for $8." And I said, "All right, well, it's got to be garbage, but for $8, I'll go look." So I pull up. It's got this case. I look at it, and I am just shocked because this is just like a drill that I have, a $100 Bosch drill with a battery here. This comes with a battery charger.
How many volts is that?
I'm not sure.
Keep talking.
12 volts.
Well,
12 volts. So not only am I just impressed by the power of this, because it will drill or screw, of course, drive.
so two different speed ranges. Is it variable speed
Yep.
over those ranges, or is it?
It is just. It looks like it's just the two. Oh no! It's
Oh, it is variable speed.
variable speed. It also
It's got a clutch.
has a yeah, but it has a release
On the 3-jaw chuck.
on the chuck, so you can just plug in your bits directly into this. $8. The one that I have was $100. The Bosch that I have is $100. I don't care if this gets broken or busted and whatever. And now that I'll have a garage to store it in, I'm gonna go back tomorrow and get another one. Now that I've seen it's actually a good quality. A good enough quality for $8.
Right. The advantage of being able to pull the chuck off of this is, imagine, again, I was installing mini blinds, so I'm thinking mini blinds. You can have your drill bit here for pre-installing or pre-drilling your.
It doesn't lock in.
Oh, I don't want that on there.
Well,
I would want it just a small one. But you can put this over your driver. You can drill, right?
Yep. And then just pop it off.
Pop it into low speed, pop it off, and then drive your screws.
This is deep enough, I bet.
That's
What?
cool. I'm just playing,
Here,
investigating.
pop that in there.
Okay. Yeah. So I had one like this.
It's deep
and
enough that you can
was
keep the bit on there.
the issue I had with the one that I had before, and I think it was a Black & Decker.
Chuck gets loose.
Because Black & Decker makes these multi-purpose tools that really aren't very good.
This is really just a terrible episode because we're just showing you toys that we have and you don't. But if you have all this to say, if you have a Lidl in your area, you should check them out because apparently they have really cool toys every week. Oh, it also has an LED on it too.
So
Have a light.
here was the issue with the Black & Decker. Because of the quick release chuck, the run out was terrible. It was like you could put a 1/4-inch drill bit in here and drill a 3/8 hole.
Right.
Okay,
That's solid.
That's impressive. And then there again, you can drill, drive.
Keep your driver on there. It doesn't. It's got a magnet in it, I
Yeah,
think,
yeah,
but it
it's
doesn't lock into place any other way.
It's really holding that in.
The
wow.
the one major difference with the Bosch that I have is the Bosch locks. It's got a lock and a release on there, so they lock into place. But still, how often do you actually need that?
Again, for the same reason that I bought my turret one here, where you're just going to have one that's around the house for whenever you need it. I'm just blown away by this place. We've gone back a couple times now. We've purchased most of our Thanksgiving food at Lidl. And, I would say, Aldi, watch out, because these folks are going to come and eat your lunch if you're not careful.
They probably know that since they've already been competing
In Germany.
in Germany.
Yeah, but see, in Germany, Aldi is the winner.
Right.
So, they're going to do something different
Yeah.
to react to this.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's cool that, I don't know if we mentioned, there are only 2 in North Carolina, and they're both within about 20 miles from us. So one is right around the corner from, one is now pretty much your local grocery store.
We have an Aldi right down the street from there.
Awesome. But from what I saw going into Lidl, most of their stuff is the same, looks like the same brand or the same type of brand, same quality stuff as what you get at Aldi, and very similar prices
Food-wise,
too.
yeah.
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 Cool.
I had a vegetarian lasagna from Lidl that was really good.
Yeah.
Really good. I was surprised. I didn't expect much, and it was good.
Yeah.
How you doing vegetarian-wise?
I don't want to talk about it.
All right, well, I'm doing great.
Great.
Now, 2 months straight. The one exception, Thanksgiving Day, I ate a little bit of turkey.
Yeah.
And that was only because what I had planned on making for me just was a total fail. And I ate a bunch of sides, so it was just enough to have a little bit of protein. But other than that, that's the only meat I've had in 2 months.
That's awesome.
I've eaten more beans, more burritos than any man should. Yeah. And the other thing about this is, again, I'm doing that to lose weight. I'm perhaps the only person on the planet who will not lose weight eating plant-based food. Probably too much potato chips and French fries and
Carbs and sugars.
Carbs, yeah. So that'll be the next thing, is to trim back on the carbs. Still my what do you call that? My kryptonite is corn chips at the Mexican restaurant. So
you brought some corn chips.
I love me some corn chips. All right, well, yeah, kind of a weird episode. Like Boy said, if you got a Lidl, keep an eye out for it. Hey, why don't you, if you're not already doing this, if you're on Instagram, subscribe to Mr. Tool Hunter. That's me. And I'll post pictures of things as we find them at Lidl. And I'm not against picking up stuff for people if they want me to. I mean, with shipping, it may not be as great a deal, but if they have a particularly awesome thing, we'll talk about it. You can send me a message.
This says, don't put the battery in water. Good warning, Lidl. Good warning.
You don't even want to get it a little bit wet.
Okay. Seriously, we're done. Guys, this is going to be our last video, the last Markwood's Breakfast Club of the year. We will have, I don't know what today is, but Tobacco Advent goes all the way up to Christmas Day, and then we're going to take a little bit of time after that.
Whole week.
At least, to be with family and get ourselves situated into our new living quarters. So.
My employer.
Yeah.
I have a real job. My employer has their national sales meeting beginning January 2nd. The entire week and into the weekend of the first week of January.
You.
So we're going through Christmas time and then directly into a week of intense training, which is, I'm a trainer. And that's what I'll be doing. So thank you. We couldn't have timed this little hiatus any better.
Yeah.
But we'll still be jumping on to check comments. So let us know how your holidays went and which holidays, in fact, you recognize and celebrate.
And subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get notified when we come back.
Yep.
Sometime near the beginning of the year.
All right. Make it a great week. Have a happy new year, and we'll see you again next year.
See you.